and nobody likes to drink just, toothpick water like you do. So that's why you like your old Fitz's.
Yeah, thank you. Hey,
that old Woody toothpick water.
Every time I'm feeling decent about myself, I just come over here and hang out with Kenny, and then it's like,
You guys,
and welcome to episode 183 of the Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Stephen, Anthony, and Kenny. What is up, Kenny?
I am just trying to wrap my brain around that intro.
I always wanted to do it, and I thought tonight I could take a chance. And so we are in a duo tonight. We are Stephen-less. Yeah. But
Stephen.
Good old Stephen. No, we'll miss him this evening, but he couldn't be here tonight. So you're just stuck with the ultra hairy guy and the bald guy.
I don't appreciate that.
You don't appreciate that? No. Well, I don't appreciate it when you tell me to get my hair cut because I am still without a haircut. Your haircut. Still not got my haircut.
At least you're wearing a hat.
That's true. I'm wearing a hat because
poor Monty.
Well, my wife likes my hair. She says, well, no, she probably wants me to get it cut too. I can't even lie and make a joke about that. Yeah. So, sir, last week you got to have an experience that I was very close to getting to come to, but I had to be with my children, and so I couldn't be there. But can you tell our listening audience a little bit about what you got yourself into and what was happening?
Yeah, so I entered a raffle, and $100 a ticket. I bought 7 tickets.
Woo!
And I got to go to a private tasting at Total Wine.
No, you better stop.
It was really cool, man.
You better not.
They had all 8 Blanton letters there. And we got to try Lot B. You'd have been so jealous.
Oh, you got to try Lot B at Total Wine? I bet you it tasted worse at Total Wine. Why do you always try to bring out the worst in me, Kenny?
Now I got to go hang out with Alves and David Jennings and a lot of other guys, but like a couple of local guys.
Did you say good looking guys?
Well, I was going to say a couple of local guys. So I was going to say local and good, and it got all like jumbled,
Nice.
But,
the elusive David Jennings. I'll get to meet him one day.
Hey, if you could have came, but you didn't.
I know, right? My goodness.
No, it was cool. He had somebody back out, so I was able to join on some pick on the pick team.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we hung out at J-Hob on last Tuesday, and then we had barrel picks on Wednesday. But it was very fun. It was a good time. We had some good food. I think Alves got a Zim's Cafe.
Oh yeah, Zim's is good.
Amazing
down at the courthouse.
It was so good. Their ranch was off the charts. I think Buccini's ranch is probably my favorite. And now that I've had this, I would have to side by side them. Well, it's pretty close.
Zim's it's a Weta Michael spot, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of Zim's.
Yeah, Wim Zim. There we go. Weta Michael is I think she's like a Michelin star chef that has all these restaurants in the area. She's a grad of the esteemed university that I work at. And, it's like Windy Corner, Holly Hill Inn. What's the one out there that all the people go to? It's slipping my mind right now, but she has a lot of
Fazoli's?
No lobster mac and cheese from Fazoli's, which is one of my favorites, right? Good old, that lobster's coming straight from the ocean to Fazoli's into your dish. But anyway, sorry, not to get sidetracked on the ranch there, but I just wanted to highlight.
Good.
Oh, Honeywood and Summit, that's Weta Michael's restaurant too. Yeah, yeah. So I think she's Zim's Cafe too, but if she's not, oh well, it's fact optional.
That's true.
There you go.
We are. And that was fun. We had a lot of good pours. So a couple of the guys on the pick team I already knew because I had already met them previously on his pick team, or a couple of guys are here in Lexington area, so it was cool hanging out with them as well. I met a few new guys. They'd come in from Virginia, California, Texas.
Dang, coming in from California?
Just all over, man. They're part of David's Patreon, and they're on his Discord and all that.
Very cool.
It was really cool meeting them. Talked to several of them, and I did not realize until they started talking about it that they actually listen to our podcast.
No way.
It's very, very humbling.
Oh, man.
I was almost moved to tears.
Oh, no way.
Because it's just like, it's pretty crazy.
Bro.
Pretty wild.
No.
Very appreciative. It's just wild hearing, people that actually listen to us
right.
and like us. I mean, I mean, I guess if somebody listened to once, but listen to more than once. I mean, it's just
let me pitch myself here. Like, why again are you listening to us? What have we done to deserve that? Oh my god, dude, that's funny. I mean, yeah, I mean, I know I wasn't there, but when you told me that through text, and we were just texting back and forth, and I'm appreciative of every single person that takes the time out of their day to listen to anything we have to say, and to hear people say it in person has got to be ultra humbling, because I've heard it a little bit here and there, but not like, it's usually from friends and family and the people
right,
that like
friends
I've met,
and family,
or
exactly.
people I've met through the bourbon community locally here. And then when you see, like, you get messages from folks and you're like, where are you at again? You're over here, you're over there. Like, my God, you're listening to us. What's going on here? So that's really cool, man. Glad you had an experience.
It was fun. I will tell you one thing.
Yes.
2 different ones of them did ask if we had the laughing on cue or the laughing like as part of like a queued up recorded thing.
Really?
I'm like, no, Anthony really does laugh that much. It's all live. It's all live.
Yeah.
Like they thought it was a recording that we played. I'm like,
oh my
nope.
God. I see, that's why I gotta meet people, because I'm literally like a caricature of myself. Like,
I got a good kick out of that, man.
I love to laugh, and gosh, man, we get together and have some pours. It's always like it's all natural.
Yeah, it's so good.
Natural.
Yeah, so that was on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we had the actual barrel pick itself.
Right.
It's awesome. I said, went to Makers this year.
Right.
Went to Jack Daniels this year. Just absolutely fell in love with those places. Beautiful, the history, just everything they're doing. As far as like barrel picks go, for me still, like Four Roses and Wild Turkey are my 2 favorite.
Right.
And Bruce was on this one again. So
I saw
was
that.
just awesome.
Yeah.
A couple things happened that were flat out crazy.
Shenanigans.
Number 1, David Jennings. Food poisoning.
Are you serious?
He didn't get to go on his own pick.
Holy cow! What did he get? He didn't get food poisoning from Zim's, did he?
No. So he visited the deli at Total Wine.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I just want to see.
My eyes got really big. I was ready to pounce, man. I was like, then Total Wine doesn't have a deli, do they?
So when he got sick, we started talking to all the people, everybody else that was there Tuesday,
right?
Because I felt good. Alves was fine. Found out from the other guys they're fine. So the only thing it could possibly be was he had something at the airport before he came in.
Oh,
so
man.
that's probably what it was.
Dang,
so he missed his own pick, which stunk. It's really cool just, hanging out with him, talking to him, just seeing him go through his, how he does his picks,
right.
And what he's eliminating, what he's looking for. So I missed out on that. That was, that'd been fun. And then one of the best things, and I was hoping Alves would have come on the show tonight to talk about it, because he's already made a meme about it.
Okay.
That's what he texted to the group text.
Oh, that's what that was? I didn't know what it meant.
Well, and you don't know the story.
That's
so you're
right.
getting ready to know the story.
Give me the story.
So Eddie just doesn't come around much, I guess, on picks. He's busy doing other things.
Of course. He's Eddie Russell.
So Eddie showed up during the middle of the pick.
Wow.
And we were on I think barrel number 5, which, they had 8 barrels laid out. And barrel number 5, 6, and 8 are the ones that we picked. Barrel 6 was my favorite. And so we, everybody had, bourbon in their glass, and Eddie's over there and he's talking. And, Bruce is telling stories. That's what's so awesome about it. Just hearing the Bruce stories.
That's amazing.
So Eddie's there. So, me, I'm pocket pours, right? I'm pocket pours.
Right.
So I go get into my bag and I have an extra Glen and I pour something and give it to Eddie. And he was like, oh, what's this? I'm like, this is the best one. But a couple of the other guys did not. Like Alves saw me pour, Bruce saw me pour.
Right.
A couple other guys did not see me pour, and they're like, "Oh, is that really the best one?" I'm like, "That's the best one today."
Uh-oh.
And Eddie's like, "Really?" I'm like, "It is." So he takes a drink, and I can see his face is kind of like puzzled, and his eyes get kind of big. Kind of a puzzled look on his face, like, He kind of shakes his head and does, Takes another drink, and he was like, "Wow." Then he just tosses the rest of the glass.
Oh my God! The pocket pour got tossed.
Got tossed. You
know?
God! Because that's what he does when which he'll take a couple drinks, toss it, and go get the next barrel and just toss.
Right.
So he walks up to Bruce and he was like, "I want to try that one, number 6. Everybody's on. I already had this one." He's like, "Dad, no, you didn't have this one." He's like, "What?" So he turns around and looks, and we're all laughing and dying.
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, you just had 88 CGF, bro, and that's what you tossed." So
What did he do?
he just kind of like shook his head, like, "Oh, well, all right."
He's like, oh. he just took some massively expensive distillate and tossed it on the
So funny.
wood floorboards of the
Dude,
warehouse.
we all laughed
My
about that
God.
for the whole rest of the day. We laughed about it that night.
Kenny.
Alves made that meme about it today.
Yeah.
That was so good. But Barrel 6 was also his favorite. So
Okay.
that was my favorite of the pick as well.
So you're telling me there's a barrel that's going to be coming to probably David Jennings' Patreon soon, or somewhere, whoever it's got picked for, that is endorsed by everybody and by Eddie.
Minus at least one case. I'm gonna try.
There you go.
No, I think I should be able to get one bottle, maybe two bottles since I was on the pick team.
That's cool,
so
man.
That'd be cool. It was cool, but for anybody that kind of follows Turkey a little bit, the different warehouses kind of like change over the years as far as like what's the hot juice, the best juice.
Right.
Like I had like in 2015, there's a bunch of warehouse teas that were awesome. You know,
Yep.
Those 2009, Camp Nelson F6s and all that. So this was a G.
Oh, wow.
And
It was Tyrone too?
Tyrone
Warehouse.
So Tyrone G, we actually had several barrels from Tyrone G, and they beat most everything there that day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So if anybody's kind of on the lookout, for your local stores or local pick groups, things like that, Tyrone G's, I think you're having some pretty good fire coming on.
Nice.
So get ready for some Tyrone G's. And evidently, talking to Alves and a couple other guys, I guess Tyrone G's had like complete bangers. Maybe 2016, 2017. I'm totally getting this probably wrong, but back, just everything kind of rolls in eras and stuff. And so Tyrone G's coming back around again.
That's pretty awesome, man. Like, it was funny. So to contrast what was going on with Kenny and me, while he's sending me these pictures from the rick houses at Wild Turkey, and like, oh, look at this, bro, look at that. I was actually starting my teaching, right? That was my first day of teaching at UK. And it was hilarious because I did have to finish editing the podcast as well. So I was like trying to get in some work, and I'm like, this is great. Kenny's in the warehouse. I'm over here like half editing, half getting prepped to teach, doing my thing. And I just thought like this would be a good side by side right now, like what you're getting to do versus what I get to do. So I was a little jealous, but obviously very happy that you were there. And now that you mentioned about David, man, I feel bad because when I saw the pictures you're sending, I'm like, where's David at? I kept thinking like, where's David? David is nowhere to be found. And I didn't even think about like the fact that there could have been anything wrong with him. That sucks, man.
Yeah,
Food
man.
poisoning. That airport sushi.
Yeah. I think it was just the burger he had too. So
Yeah.
it was something.
You never know, man. It's always something crazy like that. Well,
Probably the lettuce.
that's
Always
true.
E. coli right on lettuce.
Yep, that's true. That's right.
I've never
That sucks,
seen
man.
any kind of like foodborne illness outbreaks on bacon. So,
That's true. It's
me
always
some bacon.
vegetables.
always it is.
Gets us some bacon.
Some bacon. So I was going to talk about Bruce though, real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to go back to that.
And I've been thinking about like the best way to try to describe this, man. And I'm a butcher it here, and I've just been trying to think about the best way. But so I've been fortunate enough to be on 3 different Russell's picks, I believe, of Bruce.
Okay.
And he also came over to the house one night, hung out with him once down at J-Hob. It's like, so let's say you got, your 2 or 3 or 4 boys, we're just hanging out.
Right.
We're just all the same. We're just chill. We're hanging out. It's just regular average people just chilling, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't look at it like either from sports or Hollywood. Everyone say, okay, you've got a, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, a Steph Curry, somebody comes.
LeBron James.
I threw him into the mix for you, even though
There
I
you
can't
go.
stand him.
Thank you.
You've got a Brad Pitt. You got just whatever, some crazy like upper echelon, like
Brad Pitt, so
really
sexy.
celebrity type person, right?
Yeah.
So like Bruce is like that celebrity, but he comes down. But he's also just an average guy.
He's just Bruce.
But dude, it's just listening to him and the stories he tells, all the insight, the inside info. Just it's so unique. It's pretty cool because it's just like you're hanging out with one of your buddies, but that buddy happens to be like the friggin'
He's the guy.
dude, man.
Yeah, he's
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Well, I'd love to be able to meet him someday, and when I get everything sort of sorted there with all my family stuff and my work stuff, then maybe I'll get a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, so Anthony,
Yes, sir.
do we have any reviews this week?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. We're catching up on our reviews, so keep them coming. I think we only have maybe 2 or 3 more Apple Podcast reviews to get through. But I wanted to take and acknowledge a special sort of review that came in one day. I think this was actually in early July. So Jasper, Instagram name Whiskey by Jasper, sent us a message and said, "I'm one of your regular European listeners." He said, "You guys make a great show. Unfortunately, a lot of the whiskeys you talk about are not available in Europe and the Netherlands, but still good to stay up to date on things happening in the U.S. Cheers, Jasper." And of course, that was the start of a conversation that we had a little back and forth. But I thought that was really cool because you were talking about people that are listening to us that you had no idea. This is somebody that took the time to message us that said, "I'm one of your European listeners." And we don't have a lot of outreach out there, but I mean, that meant a lot to us to hear from Jasper all the way over. And I'm guessing the Netherlands.
The Netherlands, yeah.
The Netherlands. So,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we appreciate it, man. And I think our conversation ended with he's going to try to get stateside at some point in time. So if he ever gets stateside, you come hang out with us. We'll have you in the basement. We'll have some pours with you.
Yeah, hopefully you can get some good Irish over there, though.
Yeah, right?
Get some good Redbreast.
Yeah.
Or some spot whiskey.
Right. Let's keep that conversation going because maybe there's stuff that we can't get here or not readily available here that we could maybe get from you. So, no, that's good, man. But
Redbreast Dream Cask. Just saying.
Redbreast Dream. Yeah, man, just slide one in there. No, but we really appreciate that. And, yeah, thank you for listening. And if you'd like a review, just give us a shout on Apple Podcasts, a review there. Message us on social media. Kenny's got access to the accounts now, so he'll
I've been sending some funny messages.
That could be bad.
Like I'm Anthony.
Yeah, I'm watching this stuff in real time. Like this is a bad idea for us to have
I typed
access.
one the other day and deleted it because I was going to send it, but better not. It involved you and Jokic and medicine.
Are you serious?
I deleted. I didn't.
You better delete that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I got access now, so everybody's in trouble.
Yeah. Keep those reviews coming. Keep those messages coming, and we'll give you a shout out when we get a chance next time we record.
Well, so tonight, what do we have, Mr. Anthony?
Well, tonight. I knew you'd probably be like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
That's not a pre-recorded laugh.
So
that tickled me when they said that.
Yeah,
2 different people asked, "Are they pre-recorded?"
Is it pre-recorded?
I'm like, "No, he's just."
It could be. He's just a goofball, right? I'm just a goofball. So yeah, tonight we actually have something that is brand new, which is the brand new Parker's Heritage Edition, which is the 14-year malt whiskey finished in heavily toasted cognac barrels.
I like some cognac.
All right, there you go. So this bottle comes to us from the Heaven Hill Distillery, of course. The bottle date is 2024. Ooh, the ABV is 53.5. The proof is 107. The age is 14 years with a 4-month finish, I think, in those heavily toasted things there. I think it's a 4-month finish. The mash bill is 65% malted barley, 35% corn. The MSRP on this guy in 2023, I think, for the Parker's Heritage was about $185. You're probably not going to find it under $200 anywhere in Kentucky. And, yeah, that's a little bit about this bottle. This is the 18th edition, man. The 18th edition of Parker's Heritage.
That's a long time.
It is. So, Kenny, back in episode 112, which I think you were on, yes, it was just the 2 of us, I think, then, wasn't it? I have to go back and listen. But we reviewed the 2022 release of Parker's Heritage, which was the double barrel. Double barrel, yeah.
Dude.
That was episode 112.
That one grew on me.
That one, I will say, I mean, the fact that we did it in the best of 2022 blinds,
It finished really high.
Really high. It
Top
was
4 or 5.
one of the best, I would say, for the value allocated bottles. If you get it at retail, it's no brainer. But I mean, at times you get it under $400 at first, and it was killing it. But I think it's settled in at like $500-$600, hasn't it?
For the longest time, it was $5 to $5.25.
Right.
In the last few months, now it's $6 to $6.25.
Well, yeah, it's going to keep going up because I think that's a dynamic whiskey.
But that one, man, that based on the blinds that we did,
right,
that was the very, very best bottle for the money for 2022.
Right.
Because the only things that beat it were like Michter's 20.
Oh, yeah.
The Jack Daniels Coy Hill.
Oh, yeah.
The 4-gate 14-year hazmat, MGP, stuff like that. So these are all, $1,500 to $3,000 bottles that beat it.
That's right.
So when you look at like for the money, and that one's wow. That one grew on me. Fresh Crack, I did not enjoy it a lot. And it wouldn't sound like, it's open 60, 90 days. No, open 4 or 5 days, boom. It just changed a lot in 4 or 5 days.
Lot. Yeah.
So that was a great one.
No, it's great. And that's the thing I was going to say, like, to give our listeners a quick reminder, the Parker Heritage, series, as you will, started back in 2007. Of course, it was Parker Beam releasing premium stuff, but of course, in 2010, he was diagnosed with ALS. And I think it was 2013 when they made a concerted effort to say every bit of Parker Heritage that's sold is going to be a portion of the proceeds of the sales is going to go to ALS patient care and outreach. And so they've raised millions of dollars through this bottling and the sale of this bottle. And it's been a way that they've been able to honor Parker Beam, who had a massive impact at Heaven Hill. I think he was master distiller there and worked there 56 years, something along those lines. So they've been able to honor him and to donate and give back to a foundation that is dealing with the very, disease that took his life, which is very amazing.
Yeah, and this one, this was barreled in 2009? Is that what?
This particular one we're going to taste tonight? Yeah.
No, 2009. I know that all the rare character malts we have,
right,
they've done in 2008.
Okay,
were actually Parker Beam distilled.
Right. I
didn't do the research to see if the 2009 ones were also really distilled by Parker or not.
Okay.
I heard just the 2008 ones were.
Well,
so I don't know.
That might make sense. I don't know the timeline, and of course, I have no connection to Parker Beam other than what I read about him. I didn't know. There's people that know him personally and things like that, and so I would guess that if his health was declining, maybe he didn't distill this, because I think if he did, they'd probably want to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
When they make it.
I heard just the 2008 one, so since this is 1 year younger, but we'll leave the audience grasping, and they can do their own research, and we're gonna help spurn along their
there you go do some research,
their educational growth.
Tell them if you can go figure out if Parker had anything to do with this stuff that we're going to taste here in a second. So Kenny, I will say this, if you look at the Parker's Heritage, I guess the vertical, if you will, with this being the 18th release, they've done a lot of different things, but one thing they haven't done a lot of is finish these whiskeys. They might do them in a heavy toasted barrel, the heavy char, those kind of things. But in terms of pure finishes, like this one being finished in a cognac barrel, that's not something that's common. I think that's happened maybe 3 times in the history of their series, right? And the last time that it happened, I think, was the Curacao finish, which was the 2018 edition, which a lot of people were not with that. Do you remember that? They were orange and weird and all this other stuff. I actually like it personally.
I love the nose. The palate was just okay.
Yeah.
But I love the nose.
Wow. And see, that's another example, right? People used to sell that for $200, $225 close to retail. Now I think it's right up around $350 because people like the Parker's series, and I don't think that one's as easy to come by as it used to be. So, this is kind of unique. And when I saw this, I'm not going to lie to you, man, I was like, what the heck? What is a deconstructed, heavily toasted cognac barrel? I had to read about that because I was really sort of taken aback. I'm like, does this mean they had parts of cognac barrel laying around? Here's a barrel head. Here's a couple of staves. We're going to have to put this back together, toast it, and then put this bourbon in it. Is that what that meant?
Make a hodgepodge of stuff.
Hodgepodge.
They could have called it a little book.
Little book. There you go. Jeez. My goodness. But if you read the press release, it says it's 128 malt whiskey barrels that were dumped and then finished in 56 larger reconstructed heavy toast cognac barrels for almost 4 months. That's really interesting. So deconstructed, reconstructed, toasting. So it's almost like they had a science project over there involving deconstructed wood that they put back together and toasted. So somebody, if Heaven Hill actually listened to this, they could call me up and tell me you're a moron, and I would go, yes, but really, with not knowing anything and seeing deconstructed cognac barrel, my mind has gone wild.
I'm excited to try it though.
Yeah.
Because I do like some cognac.
Okay.
I do like malt whiskey. You know that.
You like Hennessy, right?
Dude, that Hennessy Paradis I've got is so good.
There you go.
Someone mentioned on the Instagram post the other day about that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said you want that Hennessy in the background. 'Cause you had that somewhere you're
Yeah.
drinking, right?
Was that Micus maybe?
I think so, yeah. So, yeah, he noticed it. There you go. He's the man.
And it's not just me liking this. Like that rare character, which is Heaven Hill,
Right.
malt whiskey, has finished at the very top of our blinds.
Right.
The last several years, man. So
I'm joking with you here, but I'm excited to nose this.
So I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go in and nose this. Bro.
Going in there. Okay. Wow.
It smells a little bit like our
Does.
Heaven Hill rare character malt stuff.
Does smell malty. The cognac sweetness is man, you can tell that's given a little bit of way to the sweetness that is coming through on a nose.
It really is, man. It's sweeter.
It's almost like a fruit sweetness, which I'll tell you what fruits here in a second because, I love my fruits. I like to drink them.
Yeah.
Take your vitamins, drink your fruits through your bourbon. Or sorry, malt whiskey.
Drink some Dickel. There's your vitamins.
George Nickel.
Are you picking up any kind of orange or citrus or no?
Yeah, I think that's where
my nose sucks. But
the fruit register on this, like I do think that cognacs do have that kind of sweetness, the fruit sweetness to them. I wish I knew more about cognac. I don't drink it that much. I guess Cavassier is a cognac, right?
Sipping on Cavassier.
And that's orange. That's very orangey. Cavassier is.
Dude, I got that one sample of some triple orange something. Remember that one night I gave you and Steven, I think the last time I sampled of that?
Oh, that was, what was it called?
Grand Marnier or orange
Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier. Dude.
That 30, it wasn't like 30-year-old Grand Marnier. That was really good, yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, then I brought the Jim Beam orange over the one time, which was also...
That was better than I thought it would be, though.
Yeah, it was.
Like dead serious.
It was. It's probably artificially flavored.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah. No, that's a heck of a nose, man.
I don't have a great nose, bro, so I'm gonna go into taste. You don't have to taste yet.
Okay.
But that's up to you.
I might want to, but as you're doing that, how much malt whiskey does Heaven Hill have? That's what I'm interested in because you can go back to the previous Parkers, right? There's been one malt whiskey release, wasn't that in
2015?
Was it 2015? Yeah, 2015 malt whiskey 108 proof. That was not beloved, was it?
It wasn't good.
Yeah, people did not like
but
that.
I think it was only 8 years old.
Yeah, it was.
And I have that rare character malt that's 8 years old.
Right.
That is not good. The 9 is, boom, decently better. 11 year, 12 year gets pretty good. But once they hit that 14 plus year mark,
right,
amazing. So like the year before last when we had 14-year-old ones.
Uh-huh.
I guess that was that last year?
That was
before?
That's 2 years, I think.
Okay.
It spanned over 2 years.
That was amazingly awesome. And every single one of them that was that 14.5-year-old was great.
Right.
And then this year we have all the 15.5-year ones that we're going to have in our blinds this year.
Right.
And every one I've tried of those has been great. So once that malt hits that 14-year mark and above, man, it's just it beats that caliber, bro.
Well, I wondered if that's what kind of led to the conclusion that they wanted to finish this in cognac barrels. Like, I'd love to know exactly why the decision was made to take a 14-year-old malt whiskey, which we're drinking in the rare character, going, this is amazing. Why don't you just leave it at barrel proof? Instead, they brought it at 107 and finished it for 4 months. So that stretches the liquid a little bit.
Yeah. I will tell you, man, I got I was able to drink somebody's media sample.
Okay.
That was a 16-year Heaven Hill malt whiskey.
Wait, they're releasing that?
And when that particular person got that media sample, it even said on there, this is just for you all to try. Does not mean we're coming to market with this.
Really?
So I don't think there's any plans for it. I haven't heard anybody talking about seeing some TTB labels or anything. Right. But Heaven Hill had some 16-year-old malt whiskey 6 months ago.
That's interesting.
It was really good.
Man.
It was awesome.
They might be sitting on like
Who knows,
a gold mine of a brand extension there, because I know they don't regularly release malt whiskey, but I think if they did, they could do well with it. I think I'm ready to taste now, because this is very inviting on the nose, like massively.
Let's go.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're the malt master here, but this is like, so the malt hits you first, like right on the front of your palate, and it finishes like almost like a fig, like a dark, almost dried kind of fruit with like dark desserty notes to me anyway. That's kind of where I'm at with it. The register of it, the back palate is like, whew. I don't know if that's a cognac or what, but it's dark and decadent.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide on, well, like, so this is 107 proof.
107, yeah.
This drinks, it doesn't, so I don't get ethanol pop. I don't get that kind of stuff.
No.
But when I say it drinks up, it's in a good way. This drinks like it's bold and punchy, even though it's not.
I agree.
Like most of our 14 and a half to 15 and a half year old rare character malts are 125 to 134 proof. Mm-hmm. And some of them, sometimes drink a little hot. This one, although it is lower proof, it is very bold and rich, even though it's a lower proof.
Yeah, mouthfeel is nice. It's very rich. It's layered.
Man,
it's good.
It's actually very good, dude.
Right.
This, if someone can happen to get a bottle at retail for the blinds this year, I think this is going to be in contention, dude.
I think so too. And it's funny.
So.
We always worry in our blinds about lower proof stuff, and I don't think people would be able to tell if this is that much lower. Now, granted, they're drinking it next to, 120, 130 proof stuff. They might stick out, but I'm not sure. This is rich and velvety and nice.
Think about that Hennessy Paradis. It's only 80 proof that still drinks just like so full of flavor.
Right.
So now this is 107. It is full of flavor.
Right.
And that's wow.
Oh, it's nice. And you know what? I have to pause for a minute and ask you your thoughts, because I still think, and this is kind of what I'm hoping. First of all, I'm not hoping that this tanks, number one. Okay. When I say hoping that it tanks, this is kind of a gamble. Even though you got Parker's Heritage, you got the donation to ALS, it kind of sells itself. Whenever they go out and do something that's not rye or bourbon,
right,
they always run the risk of the fact that if you got staunch bourbon drinkers or rye drinkers that love the premium Heaven's Hill stuff, they've never had a rare character exceptional malt, they've not had a lot of malt in general, I'm not sure if they'll like this. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. I just went in for another taste on this.
Yeah.
I think it sucks. I'd recommend nobody buy this.
No, don't buy it.
This is horrible.
Leave it on the shelf.
It's horrible. Don't buy it.
Hey, that's a new strategy for us. We've never done that before. We've tried to intentionally tank a bottle, but
leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean,
nah,
but I mean that's a serious thing, though.
No, it's true.
I mean, bourbon drinkers. Some people reverse them all, man.
And I hope, I hope it doesn't. Like last week, I could have got the Heaven Hill 18.
Oh, really?
Last Wednesday,
uh-huh.
One of the guys, Wes, he's with the End Alzheimer's stuff. He lives down in Memphis.
Yep.
Wes was on the pick team again, and he actually picked a barrel for the End Alzheimer's. And he went to Heaven Hill that morning. He got there at 8:15, and he was maybe 15th in line.
Right.
So they said there wasn't even enough people in line to get all the Heaven Hill 18. So it's one of those things. I don't go anymore because it's crazy. You see people lining up at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Right.
I didn't go last Wednesday. Could have got a Heaven Hill 18.
Well, here's the thing. You hit a sore spot with me, man, because not only, what was it we did? I messed around with was it the grain glass episode? I can't remember which episode it was, but we were talking about Heaven Hill, and I said, it's the same people getting the bottles at the gift shop all the time. And that remains to be the same, right? I've seen multiple people here on our local scene that are always like 2 or 3 deep on 18s and old Fitz 10s, old Fit 13s. They just got all of them. I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying, how are they getting multiple bottles? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's, who knows? I don't know if they don't scan license or don't know if they just take 2 or 3 friends with them.
It's got to be some kind of I don't know.
Yeah, and like I said, I 100% cannot say anything about that because I would 100% sell bottles too. So
I know I just wanted one,
but I just want to drink some of these nice releases also that I'm not always paying secondary for.
Right, exactly.
I'm not paying secondary some because it's an hour drive,
right?
Waiting in line, blah 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 blah. So my time is valuable too. So I don't mind paying secondary some on some things, but I'd like to also grab 1 or 2 at retail to help kind of offset a little bit.
I feel you, brother. Are you grabbing something else?
Oh, I'm grabbing something to pour.
Uh-oh. I still have a little bit of the Heaven Hill left, even though I'm really trying hard not to just drink it. So, that looks like a rare character over there.
Yeah, I'm grabbing one of these.
But can I have some of that too, sir?
No.
Oh, I knew it. Today was good. Today is going to be the day that they're going to throw it back to you. Sorry. I'm really excited Oasis is back together. Had to sneak that in there somehow. What happened?
I just spilled it.
You spilled what? The stuff you just poured?
I was swirling it, and I'm using a glass I don't usually use.
Uh-huh.
So, talking about the kitchen remodel, right?
Right.
So, we've had 2 or 3 tastings. Well, we had some podcasts we record over here. Then I had the guys over from the barrel pick team. And so, between what we've done, I have so many glasses that are dirty.
Oh.
So now I'm using glasses I don't usually use.
I got
This
you.
particular glass is not good for swirling whiskey. It swirls everywhere.
I bet your wife's happy that you're using all your glassware. Shout out Shannon.
I think she's definitely tired of the remodel now. It's actually been on a pretty good schedule, so that's cool. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like, man,
You're almost back in business.
yeah,
You're
like
almost
this.
there.
It's so close. So this is what we're going to try is the Edmunds Oast. So I think that was out of North Carolina,
I
South
think
Carolina,
so.
maybe.
Yeah.
So it's a 15-year, 7-month. It's a 65 malt, 35 corn, just straight up, not finishing anything.
Okay.
130. Ooh, gosh.
What is it?
Dang, is that high? Make sure my math is right. Yeah, see, they got all freaking fancy at Rare Character.
Uh-oh.
And do this cursive script writing that you just can't hardly read.
Right.
It's 120, 130. Yeah, no, that's right. 137.7 proof.
137?
So it's 30 proof.
It's almost
higher.
hazmat? Oh, man. I'm sure that's going to be different.
It's not going to drink like that, though. They don't.
I know it's not
None
going
of them do.
It won't drink like that, but I'm guessing it'll drink heavier than the other, than what we just poured.
Oh, gosh, dude. This is amazing. Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
That's good.
I love the Parker still, though. But this is awesome.
So actually, now that you've had
Wow.
me try this, here's what I'm going to say. A 137 proof malt, if you're not used to drinking it, might blow your palate out. The Parker's is much more approachable for everyone
I agree.
than the 137.
Yep.
But, man, if you've tasted the Rare Character Exceptionals like I've had the opportunity to do primarily because of Kenny, thank you, sir, since they started hitting, I mean, if you didn't know any better and you were used to drinking premium whiskey, like you might mistake it for like a GTS or something. Like it's crazy. It's just amazing. It's just good.
But now I don't have any of the Parkers to go back to.
Oh, you don't? I have a tiny bit left,
no,
sir.
you save it.
You want to try it?
But that Parker's, it's a lot darker fruit, richer.
Right.
Yeah, that Parker's is good, dude.
I think that cognac, I'm going to try it right now,
Yeah,
actually.
that Parker's is good, dude, for real.
Oh, yeah. It softens the landing so much. Like, I don't have the descriptors. Like, we had Mosik on. He's talking about decibels and music and everything, my boy.
Yeah.
I could just say this. It's a softer, more approachable, and the flavors are different. They're not as intense. They're rounded. They're like much more pleasant to the palate. Yeah.
I don't really have any ins in any liquor stores. I'm going to hit up whoever I can. Some
Right.
liquor stores and be like, hey, man, just.
Right.
I mean, I tell them, man, I actually crack the bottle in front of you, you know?
Right. Exactly.
'Cause,
Right.
I'd like to get a couple of those.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm like one of those people. I told you I don't see like a lot of Heaven Hill special releases at stores. It's just not something I come across a lot. But I have had the opportunity to grab some of the Parker's Heritage stuff at times, and I will definitely be on the lookout for this one.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, real quick, like, you have any thoughts? Like, I was thinking about this the other day, and you can totally tell me, like, hey, I don't even care to talk about this. It's okay. But, like, everyone looks at the limited release game, and they're anticipating Buffalo Trace every year, right? That's kind of what people anticipate. They anticipate Pappy. They anticipate BTAC.
Right.
That's what they're doing. They're looking forward to that stuff. So Heaven Hill kind of quietly has Parker's. It has William Heaven Hill. It has a Heritage Collection. It has Evan Williams 23. It has all these different things that are premium. But I'm just going to say it. I don't think they do a good enough job of, I don't know if it's their fault. I think their distro is not like predictable and people don't know when to look for it. They don't know when it's going to be coming out. The packaging is kind of like, I don't know. I'm just going to say it. Buffalo Trace looks more elegant, right?
Nobody markets like Buffalo Trace.
Nobody markets like them. But I'm just
They
saying,
are
like,
the marketers. Think about how many years we just went through where plain old Buffalo Trace was allocated.
Right.
And when they put it out on the shelf, it would literally disappear in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's gone.
Yeah.
You know? So they are the marketers.
They are, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, Heaven Hill has amazing whiskey. Nobody's going to dispute that. They got amazing whiskey. Mm-hmm. How come they don't have the same kind of pool? Like, I don't see it. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either, but
it's weird.
It helps keep the prices down, so I'm not hating on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm the old Fitz guy over here. I have how many old Fitz? I got old Fitz everywhere.
74, I believe, last time
74,
I was there.
74. But I'm just saying, like, I would not, if that vertical, if Fitz was like a William LaRue Weller vertical, I would not be able to obtain it. There'd be no way.
Right.
Yeah. But I can because of where Heaven Hill's stature is. So I don't know.
And nobody likes to drink just, toothpick water like you do. So that's why you like your old Fitz's.
Yeah, thank you. Hey.
That old woody toothpick water.
Every time I'm feeling decent about myself, I just come over here and hang out with Kenny, and then it's like, knocks me down a couple of toothpicks.
Nah, I've had a couple of Fitz's all right.
Yeah, just a couple, right?
Yeah,
but on that, man, I guess we have to do still the pass try by. So
yes.
You kind of already let it out there, but go ahead and tell me what you're thinking.
I'm a buy for sure. The Parker's double barrel we talked about, that was so good.
Right.
Like I said, for the longest, 2 years,
it
stayed $5 to $5.25. So I mean, I'm a buy on this Parker's,
right?
And can't say I'm a buy up to $5 to $5.25 because I feel that a lot of these same tasting notes are similar to these rare characters that I got for a lot less,
right?
So I'm definitely a buy at retail. I'm gonna be buy, and I'm a buy a little bit above retail for sure. I just got to try to figure out where that threshold is where I will stop buying.
Right.
So what I'll probably do is take a couple of these rare characters that I love, and proof them down to like 110, 115 versus that 137, just to see how approachable they are at that, and
that's
see
clever.
If it makes it a little bit more similar to. I mean, obviously, Cognac finish is Cognac finish,
right? So
these are not going to have that,
right?
But that Parker's was really enjoyable to sip because it wasn't just too much. It didn't. You can have 3 fingers of that and still be okay versus 3 fingers of 137 proof, whiskey. So
which that rare character still reminds you it's 137 proof.
Yeah,
there's no way to avoid that.
It doesn't have the crazy ethanol pop because it's so old, but you can still feel it and you can tell it's like, ooh, I'm drinking something bold.
Right.
So I'm a buy retail, and then I got to figure out what I would buy up to on secondary.
Okay, that's fair. And here's what I'm going to say to add a little bit of nuance to what Kenny said. It's kind of where I was at when we first tasted it. I believe 1,000% in this product. I wasn't sure. I thought it might be a little bit weird with the deconstructed cognac barrels, but Connor O'Driscoll knew exactly what he's doing, right? This is really, really good, amazing whiskey. But I'll go a step further. I still don't think it's going to be for everybody. I think there are people that are going to buy this that are excited about Parker's every year, and they're going to go, that's weird. I don't know if I like that. And if they don't sit with it, and here's what I'm going to recommend to everybody who might buy it and think this isn't for me. You are going to want this whiskey when it's cold outside, right? We've been experiencing a crazy heat wave in Kentucky, but this is one that you're going to pour and you're going to sit by, hopefully a fire, whatever you're doing, or on a holiday. And this is going to be one that you'll be able to savor. And I really I didn't think I was going to like it this much. I'm not going to lie, but I like it a lot. And I think you're going to want it for no other reason than to just share with people around the holidays, because it's got that whole vibe going on, man. It's just a lot of great stuff. So, yeah.
I am glad you brought that up, though. It's something we honestly do need to preface. If you do not like high malt stuff, then you do not need to buy this.
Yeah.
You need to try it first, because I have several people, Steven for one.
Right, Steven's.
Even though in our blinds, in our best of blinds, these rare character Heaven Hill exceptional malts finish so great.
Right.
Anytime we have, so not just Steven poured this knowing what it was, I even blinded Steven
Oh, I know.
with some high malt stuff, and he doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it.
So that's true. So even though I'm a buy, does not mean you need to be a buy. You need to figure out if you like the high malt stuff to begin with first.
Man, that's where we're at.
So
Seriously.
definitely. So personally, I'm a buy, but I would be a try. Some people need to try though.
Yeah, definitely.
Not buy, but try for some people.
Yeah, I think this might shock a couple of bourbon and rye drinkers, but I think if you give it enough time, you'll like it.
Yeah.
But you might need some palate adjustment going on there. Yeah.
Buy it at retail and sell it to me.
Yeah. And how about this? If you buy it and you open it, you don't like it.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, you can kindly dispose of it.
I'll send you a label.
Send it to us and we'll dispose
I'll
of it.
send you a label.
The oldest trick in the book.
Boom.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
Head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts on the bottom in the comment section. Until next time, keep it.